My name is Angela Rosoff. I'm so excited to be here with AAPNA. It's a privilege and honor to be here, and I'm so grateful that you invited me to share my view about Ayurveda and emotions through the lens of Ayurvedic digestive health and also yoga. I'm a 500-hour yoga practitioner. I invite you to explore this idea with me, and I'm just going to share my screen with you to dive in a little bit deeper here. Let's see, let's take a moment here. There we go. So, Ayurveda and emotions. This is a space for us to explore exactly the nature of our body, right? Our body and emotions. We are more than our emotions. And let's just dive right in here. The subtle body deserves some exploration as we consider the idea of emotions. These are energy, right? Energy is our emotions. And the great thought leader Rumi said life is balance between holding and letting go. And holding and letting go, in between that, we are feeling. And maybe we're feeling while we're holding, right? But letting go is this action of releasing tension. So held emotions can be such that it creates tension in our subtle body. And today we're just going to explore a few things. The kosha is primarily attuning with the dinacharya and exploring a little bit about our diet and grounding with yoga. So excited to go through all of this with you, and I hope we can make it really fun as well. So the first kosha, Annamaya kosha, is our physical nature. This is the matter that makes our body and also the function of the body systems. So to have everything housed in our body, we are able to really feel the nature of our being, right? So we want to nurture Annamaya kosha with healthy foods, good hydration, physical exercise, including pranayama. So all of these help to create the form of our body. That's the thing that we see, right? That's what we can touch, what we feel. It's the skin, it's the matter, and it's incredibly important to understand that part of our body when we think about the emotions, because the pranayama kosha is it houses the circulatory system. So the body's matter, it makes up our systems, but pranayama helps to move all of this stuff along energetically. So the vascular system, the lymphatic system, the endocrine system, the nervous system, those all house that subtle body, that range of emotion. And that's where we can see the way that energy flowing through our body also carries that emotional flow of energy as well. We want to nurture pranayama kosha with our breath, pranayama breath. This improves everything in the body with oxygen flowing directly into every system that is needed. It gives our body that vata, that wind movement, and it adds life to our body systems. So without movement, without oxygen, without breath, we are not really alive, right? So nurturing pranayama by really adding an additional practice around it is something really powerful. We'll go into that later. But just moving on to the third sheath of kosha, the monomaya kosha. Oh, this one's a good one. It's the subconscious mind. And this is where our automatic actions from the positive and negative experiences are synthesized. So if we it's so interesting to note that so much of our brain is dedicated to this action as we have evolved as humans. This has not completely evolved into the whole conscious thought. So the subconscious thought is really the seat of our human form. It's housed in the cerebellum, the hippocampus. It's really guarding our pituitary gland, which releases so many hormones, right? So the whole part of Monomaya kosha is a very powerful part of handling our emotions. So understanding how involved the subconscious mind is in all of our activity is a big awareness for every single person, right? Also when we're dealing with clients. So how do we nurture Monomaya kosha? Well, the key here is with yoga. Training the mind is really about training the body. It all begins with the body. So when we can settle in for yoga practice and train our body to relax, train our body to move, train our body to be, we are doing those steps toward relaxation. And one way of offering deep relaxation to our body is with yoga nidra. This provides that penetration into that deepest sheath of our subconscious that unlocks a little bit of that ability to move in and out of that programming that we've had for our lifetime subconsciously. So this act of yoga nidra, it's not a one-time thing, of course, it can never be that. But with practice of relaxation, it can really help to reprogram us and help us to enliven our mind by rewiring the subconscious mind. So coming back to this brain view again, thankful to Johns Hopkins University here for sharing this with me. But the Vijnanamaya kosha is the conscious mind. So that's here in the prefrontal cortex, right here, third eye, right here, right? And this is the area where we are seeking life's truth. It's how we align with knowledge. We learn and we can have a spiritual awakening through our learnings, through our awareness, through study, through educating ourselves. This transcends the subconscious mind on many levels. In psychology, we understand this to be the area that is making, our greatest decisions, making lots of decisions throughout the day. It's how we enact our persona into our life's being, right? Is right here in the prefrontal cortex, the Vijnana Maya Kosha, the conscious mind, and whatever you want to call it. This is the reality of synthesizing our life, what we know, and how we comport ourselves in our day. And we can experience a spiritual awakening through practice, and that's amazing, right? So how do we nurture this magnificent part of our body, our brain, our energy? We practice clarity of the mind, dharana, and this is practiced with focused learning and through an awareness of this kosha. It can really bring awareness to other universal truths like spirituality. And by becoming aware of this particular kosha, you can begin that transcendence. It's quite powerful. That transcendence to Anandamaya kosha, that sheath of bliss. And we see here that the sheath of bliss is in purple. We're going to come back to this a little bit. But this is the brightest perception of reality because this helps us to interact with all other parts of our body when we can go into Anandamaya kosha. Bliss is achieved by meditation, right? By being able to transcend. And nurturing Anandamaya kosha is really about dhyana, meditation, transcending with the body's physical matter to realize that connection with spirit, with the universe, with that source of nature that we house. We are the source of nature in our bodies. And this nurturance is deeply important and powerful to transcend those feelings, emotions, and to become connected with our higher self. So, Anandamaya kosha, pranayama kosha, manomaya kosha, Vijnanamaya kosha, Anandamaya kosha, all of these housed inside of our body. All of this energy regulating, balancing with wonderful practices can enable us to have a really rich, layered, and fulfilled life that supports our communities, our planet. And I just want to acknowledge that Dr. Vasant Lad, he says, half an inch behind your suffering, there is bliss. So literally in the brain, half an inch behind the suffering, we're making decisions, we're feeling, oh my gosh, here we are. And then through the act of transcendence and becoming aware of all of these koshas, we can really realize bliss, right? And the highway to bliss is dinacharya, the practices of daily routines, ritucharya too, seasonal routines. I'm focusing on dinacharya because this is the thing that we can do every single day to balance emotions and nourish our koshas. Healthful daily rituals like grounding the body create a foundation from which to live. And we can really bring balance to the body, mind, and spirit through daily rituals. So, calming that emotional state by having a sattvic life, a life of balance. So, this hygienic approach to emotional wellness is very practical in nature, and that's what I am here to represent as a digestive health counselor and yoga teacher. Just a really grounding practice around cleansing the body in the morning and the evening with oral cleansing, oiling and brushing the body, showering, and yoga. This attends to all of the koshas, coming back to the koshas. That manomaya kosha, that feeling body where we are housed in this feeling of we could be a twitch every day, all the way, right? But no, we don't have to be. We can transcend through awareness and through self-regulation of our emotions through dinacharya practices. Pranayama is another dinacharya practice. Pranayama leads to pranamaya kosha, right? This is not only cultivating breath practices to activate flow, but it's also balancing the systems of our body, right? By energizing flow in the vascular system, energizing flow in the endocrine system, all of the systems of the body. Deeply, deeply important to include breath work, rest and restore. So that yoga nidra I was talking about is really that connection with restoration of the body, to sleep, to connect the body's systems in that beautiful practice of that hygienic work of cleansing and clearing the body of the old emotions from the day before. This supports Manomaya Kosha in a very powerful way. To become conscious, this activation of consciousness is an elixir. It's like the secret sauce to synthesizing emotions with your personal reality. This is really the key to everything, to become conscious and functioning at a higher level, right? So attending to dinacharya principles grounds the body and strengthens each kosha with daily practice. It has to be done every single day, right? Every single day. And then we get to realize Anandamaya Kosha, cultivating bliss. It's a practice every single day. And we might actually go through all of the koshas in different parts of our day every single day. radiating back into Anandamaya Kosha, that feeling of just absolute bliss attainment. And when we get there, we know that we can continue to nourish the body and guiding it to bliss, right? Because as we develop practices over time, we become a master of our body. That ability to feel vitality with a nourishing sattvic diet and lifestyle, we cultivate strength in each kosha, and then we are able to realize bliss in a deeper way, no matter the fact that we're still human and we might kind of go through each kosha feeling, and we might have that sort of transcending thought, and then we might fall into a lower state at some point. But that practice of dinacharya helps us to guide back to bliss. And this restores our connectivity with others, that positive emotional health. That's the most important thing that we can offer the world, right? Because then we can transcend, connect with others, and develop wonderful communities and connections on an individual level as well as on a societal level, global level, even in the way of having a wonderful summit like this that AAPNA is sharing. And I just want to thank you so much for being here with me today. And I'd love to hear your um, your feedback and what you may be thinking around our emotions. Let's see here. Let me find my Zoom. Okay, yeah. So I lost you there for a moment, but I just wanted to say that this has been an absolute pleasure to share this wisdom that I have learned over the years. I have been an Ayurvedic digestive health counselor for 7 years and practicing yoga teacher for the last 3 years. And it's been an honor to connect all of the dots here and bring this forward in today's presentation. Every presentation is important, and I just want to thank you all for hosting this. Namaste. Blessings to everyone in this community, and may all of these lessons ripple out into the world in a multidimensional way. Thank you so much. Bye bye bye.